Love kills lust. If you read the title, you're wondering what that means. Love is the opposite of lust. So I talked in many of my past videos of identifying the triggers and the reasons that people go into very deep porn addictions. One of the main reasons is lust. And in this video I want to talk about on how you can overcome lust slowly, because it is going to be a process and you are going to fail, but I want to engrave you with a good mindset that is going to give you the right blueprints, because a lot of people start beating themselves up and go even deeper into the rabbit hole, and that's not what I want you to do. So I'm going to give you a very good mindset, practical one that you can use that will not fail you in the long term. So here we go. What's the opposite of lust? The opposite of lust is love. Simply put, you yourself, as a young man watching this, you are addicted to porn. You have many problems, you have many addictions. I said in many videos that porn is just a coping mechanism. It's not just something you do because that itself is a problem. You're doing it because of something wrong with you deep down. There is something that went wrong, whether it's childhood trauma or a coping mechanism, something that you're covering up. So here in this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of establishing self-love. And when I say, that's why when the title, when I said love, I don't necessarily mean love by your own friends and girlfriend, because to be honest with you, that takes time to develop. Love between your family sometimes could be tricky. Love between finding a good woman that can provide you that. That love is conditional. To a degree, you need to work on them yourself. You need to put in some work for you to acquire that type of love. So here I want to talk about self-love, developing your self-respect and self-love. Let me ask you this: do you treat yourself as a person? Before you answer that question, let me ask you some questions. Do you, when you say you're gonna do something, are you going to do it? When you say that you love yourself, do you actually stick up for yourself when someone disrespects you? Do you stick up for yourself? If not, chances are you don't love yourself. Chances are you're not actually respecting who you are. You haven't developed self-love to the fullest. So here are some tricks, or actually just rewiring your mind. This is where you start rewiring your mind. This is why in every successful video they say make your bed. Start with something small. I know this sounds stupid, but start with keeping the word you tell yourself. That's how you develop self-love and self-confidence, is telling yourself you're gonna do something and you do it. Just like your word as a man has weight to them. For example, when you tell your friends you're going to the gym, you better go to that gym. When you tell your girlfriend you're gonna take her out on a date, on that specific day, you better take her out on a date. It's the same thing with yourself. Do you tell yourself that you're going to the gym and then you skip? Do you hold yourself to a higher standard when no one is watching? Because it's easy to keep your word when people are watching sometimes. But do you keep your words when you, as a person, when no one is around, you as a person is just watching yourself, your inner self is watching you? So I hope this mindset shift so far is making sense, because one of the most important things that you can do is flip a switch in your brain. But for you to be able to do that, you need to trust yourself. So start making small decisions and start honoring them. Start doing small habits that make you feel good about yourself. Start treating yourself as a person. When you fail, this is also a second part of developing self-love, is negativity has no space in your mind. I know a lot of people say negativity is fuel, which it is, but that cannot be your fuel all the time. If something negative happens in your life, very negative, maybe you can take off that negative energy and feed it into something else. But at the end of the day, feeding yourself negative thoughts about yourself is very destructive. You cannot do negative self-talk. That is the other mindset shift, and I talk about this in my course down below if you want to check it out. You cannot have negative self-talk. You need to rewire your brain I start doing this by doing daily affirmations. So for example, I wake up, I'll write some stuff down on the journal, the stuff I'm thankful for, the stuff I'm good at, and you can repeat some stuff in your head that you're very good at, but do not negative self-talk. A lot of people have negative minds. They do not realize how negative their minds are, because if my mind got into a point where I generate no negative things about myself. But it didn't get like that. I had to read many books about the positivity of the mind. I have to develop many good habits. I have to actually rewire my brain and tell myself good things consciously. I'm never the dude now who makes a self-deprecating joke about yourself, because words are magic, bro. You you rewire your brain through words. Start picking your words more carefully. Talk about yourself in positive ways. If someone of your friends is making a joke out of you, they're not your friends, bro. If it's a light-hearted joke, maybe, but most of the time, if your friend is consistently making fun of you, knocking you down, that goes into your unconscious. Words are power. They are magic. There is a reason why music influences people. Words are magic. So make sure you are feeding yourself the right words, you're saying the right words to yourself, and the people around you are saying the right words about you. And that is one of the most important things you can do to rewire your mind and develop that self-love toward yourself, because at the end of the day, bro, you are a person. And if you fail anything, pick yourself right back up. You're yourself biggest fan. You love yourself more than anyone else, because the self-love you provide is unconditional. And that's why I wanted to talk about developing self-love, because that's the first step to building good relationships. That's the first step to finding a good girlfriend. That's the first step to finding purpose. It's developing self-love, because self-love comes from within and is unconditional. And once you actually develop that self-love and become someone who attracts a higher thing in life, you'll see your life switch. You'll see that lust doesn't attract you nearly as much, because you have deep self love within you. I hope this helps, bro. You have a good day.